these discussions fucking suck. Billy Eichner's like, why aren't people seeing my gay comedy?
You're not even entertaining the idea that like this is a good movie.
It has nothing to do with fucking art.
Every woman is bisexual.
Anyway, yeah, bros.
Yeah.
Didn't
What
make
were
any,
you just
didn't make any money.
Oh yeah, didn't make any money.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't make any money. Not a good movie.
And then he complained about it, and then you saw discourse about him complaining about it. And people being like, actually, people didn't see it because there wasn't enough black gay people in the movie.
Yeah, I remember that argument.
You guys are all a little bit thrown off from...
It's actually because it's about cis white men. That was the problem. And you're like, what?
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I think gay LGBT people probably very much overestimate the amount of people that there are
that are gay.
Yeah,
I believe it's 1 in 25 men are gay, so that's 4% of the population. Okay, or that's 2% because it's half of.
As opposed to I mean like a straight romance would be the other 6%.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of men. That's just men.
Yes.
And then you have, I believe, like 1 in 1 women are bisexual. Every woman is bisexual. And then
is it 50%?
No, I don't know.
I said 1 in 1.
They're all bisexual.
Yeah, 1 in 1 woman.
And they love hot shit.
Yeah.
And they lie.
Yeah. All they know is McDonald's.
Yeah. And
charge they phone.
I don't know. I would think 1 in like 8 women are bisexual. I would not be shocked by that. 1 in 10.
If you were just going off my body count, it's like
it's 100%.
Yeah, it's 90. The 10% was a dude.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of women. I don't know. I don't really know any of them that were bisexual.
I mean, I'm known for hooking up with bisexual people.
Yeah, I mean, and then like 1 in fucking no. There's no bisexual men. There's like 2. They hang out.
It's me and you.
Yeah, me and you. Except we're gay.
Yeah.
But I believe those are the statistics. It's like not that many dudes are gay. Like 1 in 25. A bunch of women are bisexual, and not that many are gay. And then there's not that many bisexual men. So really, realistically, it's like, it's
so the marketing,
less than 10% of the population.
Yeah, I mean, then you have the amount of people that would go to a movie and that are interested in Billy Eichner and don't
instantly
think he's
you just
annoying.
Alienate 90% of people just off rip.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. There's like some people who are very open to like, let's go see the gay movie.
Right. But how much does that boost your percentage?
I don't know.
Not much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's also comedies don't make money anymore.
No.
Comedies in general, they're not really making them.
No. But when's the last big rom-com of any sort?
Well, there's rom-coms in general. There used to be comedies.
Yeah.
There used to be a big market for making comedies, and like Hangover was a big one, and like all these things, and there hasn't been one in forever.
Like 10 years.
Yeah. I mean, there's like Borat and Bad Trip came out last year, but that wasn't even like a traditional
you didn't
comedy
see those
movie.
In theaters.
Like
neither of those were in theaters.
Yes. And it's a like, I'm trying to think of the last comedy movie I remember really liking was that movie Game Night.
I did not like Game Night.
Game Night's funny.
I didn't like it.
Well, but it's also, whether or not you like it, that's a traditional comedy movie.
Yes.
It's like an action comedy.
Yeah, I liked The Boys. It was
Boys the
basically
show?
It was literally just it's called Boys or something like that. It's literally super bad if they were 11 years old.
Oh, yes. No.
That movie was good.
Yes. What was it? It was something Boys.
I thought it was just Boys.
No.
I literally thought it was just called Boys.
It's called like, oh, fuck. But that was a great movie.
Yeah, that movie was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that movie that's the last good comedy I saw.
Yeah.
And that was what, 4 years ago? 3
Good
years
Boys.
ago? Good Boys. You're right.
Good Boys is great.
Yes,
Underrated movie.
Underrated.
Yeah,
Good Boys.
If you haven't seen Good Boys, I would recommend.
Yeah, no, I liked Good Boys.
Yeah, but as far as Billy Eichner is like, why aren't people seeing my gay comedy?
It's like because
people
first
don't
of all,
watch,
people don't like comedies.
Mm-hmm.
Second, they don't like
people like gay dramas. Moonlight won the fucking
Moonlight won a freaking Oscar.
Yeah, so make a drama. I don't know. Well, also Moonlight wasn't necessarily about. It wasn't as it didn't. I mean, I haven't seen it, but the Bros is definitely marketed as like LGBT.
Yeah.
Moonlight wasn't like an LGBT movie. It was just a movie about being gay.
Yeah, I think that's the difference. I think what's happened with like culture, as far as like the gay stuff goes, is that like I swear there was some shift where it became this sort of thing where it was kind of I don't know how to describe this. There used to be like an effort for gay things to appeal. Yeah. And then they said, we don't have to do that. There was a sort of like, you know what I mean? That kind of attitude attached to gay stuff, where it's like, fuck that. We don't need to appeal to your fucking mainstream. This is for us. It had this is for us.
This is for us. Yeah.
Bros had the this is for us attitude.
I mean, it's for the internet us. Like, I think Moonlight is also like an honest gay story. I think, and I think the director was gay but it's not representing something. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just a drama about this honest kind of story. Whereas now movies exist not to be movies and to make you feel something. It's to like represent someone. Yeah. It's to fill in a hole that hasn't been filled yet. You know?
Yeah. Nice.
Fucking epic.
But I know exactly what you're saying. I think that the whole like gay rom-com thing or whatever, like if you look at Moonlight and you just compare it to Bros, I know they're obviously completely different genres, but the comedy version of Moonlight is just an honest story. It doesn't bank on its gayness.
It's not selling itself. You're not expected to see the movie to support a community.
Right. Yes.
You know?
Yes. And
to see more movies like this.
Yes. And also Moonlight is inherently interesting.
Yeah.
Right? A romance story is not inherently interesting. Mm-hmm. You know? Like, it's just like, okay, two people...
It's also like, if you think Billy Eichner's funny, I mean, there's reasons to see Bros outside of what it represents. Yes. You know? And I think that is a strange thing with art in media in general right now, is this way crazy emphasis on representation. Yeah. And I do think representation has its place, but I think representation as a concept and the discourse surrounding it is very separate to me than a piece of art.
Of course.
This is a political discussion that people are having. Yeah. This has zero to do with, is this good or is this bad? Right. And it's like, I personally am very much not interested in that, and that's because I've been represented for so long, and I never think twice about my race or whatever. I don't really give a fuck about representation. I just don't. I mean, it's like, well, I mean, sure, it's good. You know, it's good to have. And it's good that people are seeing themselves in the art they represent. But I think for me, what I care about is it good? Yes. Does it make me feel something? Do I like it? Is it getting at the heart of something human and something real?
I think fundamentally what happened is, with at least the marketing, from what I understand, is that it was marketed, like you said, as something representing something, rather than... Here's a funny movie. Here's a great movie.
Yeah, here's actors you like. Here's a trailer that makes you laugh.
And I think what happened, at least with, maybe Eichner saying like, if you're not a homophobic piece of shit or something like that on his Twitter, go see Bros. Like, once you start doing that, then you're not even entertaining the idea that like this is a good movie. Like,
well, it's also a vibe thing too. Yeah. It's the same thing with girls who put on Tinder like aggressive things. Yeah. Of like, no hookups is not necessarily aggressive, but in terms of
Black Lives Matter, LGBT 420.
Well, there's definitely those that are kind of a turn off,
but it's like, okay.
If there's any like aggression or like, it doesn't even have to be that, but if there's any kind of negative energy, you're like, oh, swipe left. Yeah. And with this, it's like, maybe Billy had a point. But it's just bad vibes. You don't read that and go like, "Oh shit, I'm a homophobe. I have to see this. I'm not a homophobe."
Well, you're gonna guilt someone into doing it. I want to see the movie just so I can.
Because you're gay.
Because I'm gay. I want to see the movie just to know if it's good. Because I've read all these reviews.
I think it's probably decent.
I've read reviews and I've seen YouTube reviews, and they're like, "It's funny. I liked it."
Yeah. No, I'm sure it's fine.
But I also saw a review that like irked me because it started off with like, however the gayness makes you feel, and I'm like, all right, are we opening self-righteous like on a review of it?
Yeah, I mean, all the stuff we've been talking about is more political. Yeah, and like Twitter and all that stuff where it's like, yeah, I'm sure the movie's fine. I'm sure it's funny.
I don't like this. I need to like it.
No, I don't like that either. And I listen to podcasts and stuff that talk about media, and it's so much of it is just like this argument. Yeah. They're not talking about whether something is good or not. They're arguing with another group of people. Yeah. She-Hulk is like coming out. And it's not, I haven't seen the show. It doesn't look like my kind of thing. Yeah. But it seems like the people who like it are liking it in spite of somebody. Yeah. And the people who don't like it,
are going out of their way to shit on
it. Probably haven't even seen it and don't like what it represents.
Yeah. There's a lot of that becomes like a meme of like this sucks because libs like it. This sucks because it's woke.
And
it's like it could be good and woke. Like it's very possible.
Especially, I mean, She-Hulk is a good example, but She-Hulk, the discourse represents, I think, a lot of media that comes out, especially a lot of Marvel stuff. I mean, all the Marvel political stuff that's happened, all the cringy girl stuff, or like any of that stuff is encapsulated within She-Hulk. So that's like the main representation of this conversation. And I think with people who really don't like it, I don't think it's as much they're liking it in spite of another group. I think it's more just in spite of this kind of general, like, they hate wokeism. Or they hate woke shit.
Yeah.
It's like someone who hates woke shit and doesn't think trans people are real, they don't like She-Hulk.
Right.
Or even, I'm even say everybody. I'm sure they have genuine grievances and it's probably not that good of a show.
Yeah.
I mean, I think She-Hulk twerking, it's just fucking stupid.
No, I haven't even.
It's just
seen
like a weird scene. I haven't seen the show, but I look at that and I'm like, that doesn't look good.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't look like it's for me.
Right.
But what I've really noticed is that the people who like it feel like they like it in spite of these other people.
Yes.
Is they're like, these people don't like it? Well, guess what?
Right.
It's fucking, it's
that's
just
like
weird.
a lot of general political stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like when you see those signs, any kind of like front yard signism on either side is going to have that energy, and you're like, what, were you inspired to get a sign?
It's just like what I don't like the most about this whole discourse.
Yeah.
And the word discourse, I just hate that there's so much discourse.
Yes.
Is it has nothing to do with fucking art.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with whether something's good or bad, or if it makes you fucking laugh or cry, or if you fucking if you connect with it. These discussions fucking suck.
Right.
It's like, dude.
Do you think if like, are there things, I'm trying to think of an example where this discourse exists within it, but you look at it and you go, this is great. You know what I mean?
think I could probably come up with like, well, it's like it happens a lot with like video games, I think too, and TV shows. For instance, Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
There's so much conversation around Rick and Morty as to like what it represents and like the type of fans it has.
Yes.
This is a lot of things. These types of fans suck. The fan base turned me off from the show. You know, it's like, bro, I don't give a fuck about the fan base.
No.
I don't give a fuck how many cringy people like Rick and Morty. It's a good, well-written cartoon.
Yeah.
You know, and there's probably other examples of that, of like the fan base. Undertale is a video game of like the fan base sucks, but I'm like, bro, Undertale's great.
Yeah.
The fucking Dark Souls is another game, like the fan base. I'm like, who gives a fuck? Bro. Yeah. All right. The whole red flag thing.
Yeah.
I fucking hate. This has never been a conversation before.
What?
Of like a type of movie or a type of show being a red flag or music. I mean, of like male manipulator music. It's like there is. It's
male
kind
manipulator
of funny.
music.
It's like funny that it's like, yes, the same types of people like this stuff.
Yes.
But bro, all right, I don't give a fuck who likes Wolf of Wall Street. It's funny and good.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck that American Psycho is interpreted wrong.
Yeah, it's like a 4chan movie. Who cares?
I don't, bro. These are good pieces of art.
Yeah,
and or like incel, calling something an incel. It's like, sure,
incel core.
Incels like this.
Yeah,
but also I like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly.
It's like Taxi Driver is this movie about isolation and going crazy and how you can be so fully, it's
like scoff at this like edgy incel guy.
Yeah. But it's like nowadays but before, when it came out, it was a movie.
Yeah.
And you could relate to some aspects.
I think when
Travis
it came out, everyone
Bickle.
hated it because it was so violent.
I remember Siskel said that. He's like, did you need all the violence and all that? And it's
I think people walked out of it at some Can or whatever the hell, one of those. They walked out because it was so violent, and it got.
Well, it's not that violent, but the end does get like somebody gets like all his fingers shot off.
Yeah. There was some sort of like booing of it because it was violent or some horrible negative reaction when it first came out.
Yeah, or now you not only have to consider what the movie's about and does it touch something deep.
Yeah.
You know? Does this
resonate with you?
Does this resonate, and does this explain some part? Does this represent some part of the human experience?
Yeah.
And yeah, am I communicating
Are you
something
moved?
with this? This is not what's being discussed. What has to be considered now is who's going to like this.
Yeah.
What's the conversation around this going to be?
It's that guy talking about second order observation. I think it's like you're not watching a movie and thinking, do I like this? You're watching a movie and you're thinking, what does it mean if I like this to other people?
Yeah.
So it's impossible, at least the way like culturally we are now with social media, blah blah blah. But like to separate like art from that. So I think what's happening is when you see things like what the movie was just talking about, Bros. When you see Bros, there's a certain level of second order observation that's occurring where people are he's saying you should watch this because other people are going to think negatively of you if you don't.
Yeah.
Right?
Or you are now homophobic.
You are now part of this problematic group if you don't like the movie or if you don't go see the movie. And that's not saying go see my movie, it's good, I think you'll like it. It's saying see this movie so that you will be accepted by other people, which is like, what? Fuck flag. You don't know. You don't fucking know me. It puts people on the defensive.
Yeah, which again, it might be good, but it is this weird challenge.
Yeah.
This strange, like you're trying to form your identity around the stuff you'd like, which I think in general is fucking lame. I think if your identity and your personality is based on the things that you like, not even like the things you own even, but the media that you consume, it's fucking...
If it's too holy, but it's obviously a part of it.
Well, I'm just even thinking with like superheroes and like the cult around like...
Yeah.
It's like if you're, I don't know. I mean, this is in some like...
Superheroes is a bad example, but like think of all the stuff you like it matters to you. You know
Could you imagine if like every shirt I owned was like a Paul Thomas Anderson thing?
Yes,
like,
I'm saying
I wore A24 hats everywhere.
That's what I mean by it being too holy, like, or too much.
That's what I'm talking about. Is like... When every single I'm like toys, people who collect a bunch of toys and like this thing, it's like,
well, you're picking all these like baby examples, but like
baby fucking we know like 340-year-old. No,
I know, but they're literally for babies. They're toys. You know, superheroes is for babies.
But so many. All right, that's what I'm talking about. Is men who collect toys.
I know,
but again,
that's like some weird
like
infantilization of the culture. I don't know. It kind of creeps me out, to be honest.
Well, I think what it used to be was nerds.
Yeah,
is there used to be like? But I mean, I don't even have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it. It's like you collect what you want to collect and like it. I think it inspires a lot of this like stupid conversations. The people who take this shit way too seriously. I don't think you should take seriously, but also. I'm the type of person where I don't take a lot of things seriously, even things that I maybe should or something. Like I just don't give a fuck about much. In terms of like, it's hard for me to get invested into politics or invested into. I just have this fucking gay little attitude about like I don't fucking like anything.
Yeah,
but
you are gay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's in general. It's like in the 80s you used to like D&D and like nerd shit and read Tolkien and stuff like that. Yeah, and it used to be this little minority of people that all kind of got together and had their little nerd thing. And at some point, Comic-Con became the biggest fucking event of the year.
Right.
And there were I think it's dying down now. But for a while, that whole idea of collecting toys and dressing in costumes became the biggest thing in the world.
Yeah.
And it makes trillions of dollars.
Right. I remember that I think this is a separation between, I mean, I'm basically like a young millennial and you're like Gen Z. Mm-hmm. That's something I noticed that there's like hot girls who are into this shit.
Yeah.
You know? They're like 22 and they're like, I love Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
a cosplay.
Yeah, I'm like, you would never say that. If you said that kind of shit in my high school, you'd be like, well, this girl is weird. She's weird. She likes anime. It's weird. Mm-hmm. You know? And I think now it's just very commonplace for like, you know, normal jocks, whatever, bros to like be in an art, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's like commonplace for like nerd stuff. It's more in like the mainstream culture and totally acceptable. And I think in the 80s when someone played D&D or when someone read Lord of the Rings, there was like a genuine not edginess, but there was like
subversiveness,
a rejection of mainstream culture, at least you know.
I think now maybe that's why it's a little bit more of a bad vibe, is because it is mainstream culture. It's no longer this thing. It's no longer subversive to like Marvel.
No.
You know?
It's like Green Day.
Yeah.
It's like in the 90s, if you were into Green Day, you're like, yeah, this is like 4 chords and they're yelling about being sad in their room. And then like 12 years later, it's like, do you know the enemy? You know, and you're like, all right, well, you know, you don't get any cred for liking Green Day.
Yeah. No, for sure. And now, I mean, if I see Marvel/Disney on somebody's...
It's cringy.
Tinder, I'm like, that's a lefty.
That's cringy.
Yeah. Well, it's like, to me, like, if I see a girl who likes Marvel...
Yeah.
I think when I was in high school, that would have been cool because I was super into Marvel and it was like this kind of thing to be into of like talking about like theories or whatever. I mean, it was cool, but now it's like, oh wow, you like the most popular thing in the world,
right?
You know, and also I don't even like a lot of the movies they're making now, and it's like, okay, this is it's strange. I mean, it's
Yeah.
very strange.
No, it's weird.
But I don't know. I like it when stuff is good.
Me too.
I like Top Gun Maverick.
Top
I
Gun
watched that
Maverick
again
was
when I was
fun.
back home. It was a good movie.